Hi there, wonderful awakening beings and spiritual souls. Jo Rose of JoRose.com, numerologist and energy forecaster. In this video, I'm sharing with you the numerology forecast for June 2021. It's a 5 energy. How do I know this? By adding together and reducing down all the digits of the current year. 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 1 equals 5. So let's recap what this year has in store for us. This year is totally about change, 180 degrees. Flip everything, do the opposite. You may not stay with the opposite, but you need to experience it to find out. So many dreams never happen because the action's never taken. This is an action energy throughout the year. It's the number of resilience, being resourceful, adaptable, courageous, adventurous, and it seeks freedom. What does freedom mean to you? That's a big question to ask yourself in a time where we have been going through the last 16 months now of lockdowns and restrictions. The 5 does not like restrictions. The flip side of this energy is it can be very scattered, inconsistent, irresponsible, unreliable, intolerant, disruptive, and totally non-committed. The 4 liked the restrictions or the boundaries, and the 5 wants none. As I said, it's the adventurous. So you need to be experiencing many new things this year. And the lesson for the 5 energy for this month is to go within and inquire, am I experiencing my There's a train there. As you can see, I've had the ferry go out just before making this video, so it's been a little bit busy here today with the hedge next door being done, and I've had a builder in here. So busy day. Don't always expect to have things work the way you want, because the 5 is to expect the unexpected and work with it. That's why it's about being resourceful and resilient. Back to the lesson. The lesson is, am I experiencing my relationships with people and things? How do they make me feel? What am I feeling from it? Does it raise me up? Does it bring me down? Things, people, objects, nature, careers, they're all a form of relationship, and you need to see what they are bringing up for you this month. So I want you to ask yourself, with all your relationships, are you actually experiencing, or what are you experiencing from them? Get out of your head, because that's not experience, and get into your heart where you feel things. Now moving on to June. June is the 6th month, so we add 6 to the 5 of the current year, and we've got an 11 too. So whilst the base number's 2, what we've got here is the master 11. So we have a very intense, sensitive energy that we are working on. When we think about the 2, that is the caregiver, that is the supporter, cooperation, the harmonizer, but we've got the 11 here wrapped up with it. So this is adding. Intuition will be heightened. Trust the insight, the messages that you're receiving. It's suggesting that we have compassion. It's the number of illumination. It's highly idealistic, uplifting, and the visionary. What kind of world do you want to live in? This is what the 2 is. And often what I say to the 2 is they have their heads up in the clouds. And maybe you need to go up and look down on some things. Get a bigger perspective. The flip side of this 11-2 energy is it can be intense, manipulated, self-destructive, jealous. It can be unrealistic and oversensitive. I mentioned idealistic, unrealistic. It's great to have ideas, but you've got to ground them so that they work. Some things might be unrealistic. Like right now, I don't think that you can flap your, I was going to say wings, but flap your arms and fly without something else to help you. Now we have a small plane going over. And this month will have your emotions going up and down, perhaps like a roller coaster. It can be oversensitive, hypersensitive. Check in with your emotions. Do they lift you up? Do they raise you down? Are they coming from fear or care? And for who? Let go of worrying too much about another and worry on, or not worry, but spend time focusing on yourself, how you can raise yourself up. When people are in a good space, energetically, they naturally raise others. I'm not saying don't do things for others. Yes, do things for others, but don't let it deplete your own energy resources. With what we've just been through, or we're going through, we need to find ways of raising our own energy ourselves. The lesson I'm suggesting is, what am I doing to raise collective consciousness? How am I connecting with Source? The 11 is what I call the beam me up Scotty pillars. So hone in on them, spend time out relaxing, perhaps out in the garden, down by the beach, by a lake, in a wooded area or a forest, in a special place in your home, in your garden. But find time to take time out, ground yourself and relax so that you can get the answers, so that they can come. Another thing that you can do to get this is when you're being creative, because you're so in the moment, more information comes. So really it's about letting go of the past, letting go of the future, and being true to who you are now. And this is going to help you for the various things I'm going to suggest for this month. Last month we had a 1 energy. It was about speaking up and stepping out. This month is the total opposite. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth, and that's the order I suggest that we use them in. It's a month to slow down, to stop, to listen, to feel, to observe, in order to feel the double 1 pillars of strength that I've just mentioned, the 11-2 mastery number. After last month, stepping up, speaking out, perhaps things have happened and you've created, or the environment is shifting for you. Use this month's energy to feel the new environment that you've created. It's time to harmonize. Force nothing, embrace the flow, observe, blend. Another suggestion is perhaps spend some time this month standing in another's shoes. See things from their perspective. I'm not saying their perspective is better than yours, it's different, but see what they have to say and why they're on that track, why they're on that path. What is it that has them say or do what they are doing? And check whether it's elevating them or it's fear pulling them down. The main focus for this month is relationships. Who is your tribe? Who will stand with you and who will you stand with? This is important to know because somebody shared with me a clip from, it might have been Good Morning or a TV program, where they're now suggesting that we unfriend unvaccinated acquaintances on Facebook. I think the whole thing is just getting out of control. It is a month to question your friendships. It is a month to see, do the people around you care about you for who you are and what you stand for? Unconditional love, which most of us can't meet, has no conditions. So we would love and care for people no matter what they did. And that does include some really quite horrific things. I'm not saying it's good to do horrific things, but we all make mistakes. And perhaps we've got ourselves into groups or relationships that aren't best for us or our family's well-being. This month we are being pushed or nudged to look into this. This month is about patience, inner standing, and heartfelt, honest connection. It's time for the talk, the talk that we put off, the talk that we dread, the talk that we know we must have. And sometimes it's for a good reason and sometimes it's not, but it's normally something we're afraid to share. But all the time we don't, our energy is depressed, suppressed, and we need to wake up and let it out, or we need to open up and let it out. So it's a month or the time for the talk with truth, honesty, and to set an intention. If you haven't set the intention for the outcome, you'll never know if you get there, and it may end up being a rant or a squabble or a fight, and you're no further forward. The amount of people that I hear have the same conversation over and over because each person hasn't got their intention set. So set the intention first while you're having the conversation, and then work your way through it. This way it comes without blame or shame. And there's some great books out there on relationships, the 5 love languages, and also Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. Now, they say that what another thinks about you is none of your business. And while I partly agree with this, I also partly do not. Why? Because relationships are our biggest reflectors, mirrors, and teachers. As a soul, we are whole and complete. However, we chose to experience being a human in order to grow and evolve on a far deeper level. Relationships are the fastest route to many of the spiritual aspects: patience, compassion, authenticity, truth, trust, knowing, stillness, calm, intuition, insight, wholeness, and wisdom. Now, even bad relationships have gifts. A selfish person can teach you to be selfish, to show you how to want and take so much to have it all. But know that a selfish person can only do this if you are needy and willing. That might be the journey to investigate why you are needy and willing. Often it comes from a place of not feeling loved. The most important relationship you can have is the one with yourself. Self-partnership first is paramount. You know my saying, it's your life, spelled L-Y-F-E. Love yourself first every day. When you truly love yourself, you won't put yourself into situations that do not serve you. And if you want your relationship to work, you'll find ways to make it work, as opposed to notching up you're right, or they're wrong, etc. So the 2 energy is challenging you to see the balance or non-balance and readjust accordingly. Balance may come in different forms, but what you want to do really on a whole is to seek harmony, to seek a way that you can move forward. Use this month to work on and through all relationships. That's your partnership relationship, the one with your children, your parents, your friends, extended family, work colleagues, neighbours, communities. Because within every relationship, the common denominator is you. When you work on your relationships, you'll find out so much more about yourself. And while you're working on yourself, why don't you just do yourself a list of the top 20 things that light you up, whether that's fresh bed linen, cool shower on a hot day, seeing the sea, walking in a forest. Find the things that light you up. What do you like? What music, what movies, what books do you enjoy? And if your partner doesn't enjoy the same things with you, it doesn't mean the end of your relationships. Perhaps that's what you do. You do those things with your friends. Being with one person all the time can be very claustrophobic. Very few people can do this. And there has to be some kind of give and take and compromise. That's good if you realise and you balance it. For example, you may do the washing up. Is it balanced when your partner does the washing up? Now, it could be because you take turns in doing the washing up. But what if when you do the washing up, your partner is bathing the children, or mowing the lawn, or repairing the car, or doing the shopping, or cooking the dinner? It's about coming together and finding a harmonious balance. Now, in this 5-year of disruption, relationships are going to be disruptive, but work on the energy this month and you can make your relationships, the ones that you want to keep, solid, strong and grounded. I often say, when you're with somebody, let go of saying I love you and say I love us. When you do that, when you say I love us, you're also including yourself in this, and therefore you don't need to seek more approval from your partner, your friends, your children, or whoever. When you love us, you love the time we share together, you love the family we are raising, the home we are living in, the journey we are taking. Loving us is so much more powerful than loving another, because when the other leaves you, whether that is due to death or a broken relationship, it can feel soul destroying. I'm looking to find ways in this dense energy that we have here on earth to find light and uplifting ways of being. This is a month of love and connection. This is a month to work on your relationships. What hasn't worked in the past, use the 5 energy and flip it. Use the 11-2 energy to find answers from up above, source, God, and within. I wish you an amazing, loving, heartfelt, connected, inspirational, inspiring, wonderful month. And if you've liked this video, give me a thumbs up. If you've not yet subscribed, please do. Press the bell for further notifications and share my videos with those around you. Everything is energy, and the more we can understand energy over anything, the more we can understand what is going on. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.